Our final video in this series deals with one of the most critical elements helping you to succeed with your presentation: practice. A practice that is often shortchanged as it comes last. Don't do this. Practice and rehearse your talk. Often. Rehearsal is the most ignored part of your presentation. It comes last and is often skipped in the interest of time. Don't do this. Because otherwise you start reading off your slide, looking at your handout, and cannot focus on the audience. Know what you have to say. Now, as you rehearse your talk, do it standing on your feet, speaking it out loud. I see people sitting at their chair and looking at their script and go through in their mind. This does not work. Because the written word is not the spoken word. When you speak it out loud, you realize, oh, what I've written here doesn't make sense. And when you speak it out loud, you also realize that my transition from one slide to the next is smooth or not. It's really powerful. Now, you may ask, how much time even do I have to invest? As a rule of thumb, 1 minute presentation, 1 hour preparation. You probably all know those famous TED Talks. If you look at the top 50 most viewed TED Talks in this world, how often do you think have the speakers rehearsed those talks that come across so naturally as they deliver it? How often have they rehearsed this? Let me shock you. Over 100 times. Have a look at this Forbes headline. 200 times, up to 200 times. And this habit transforms an average presentation into a TED-worthy performance. Now, depending on the importance of your speech, I would not rehearse it 200 times, but rehearse your talk. Do it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And the more important it is, the more often you rehearse. A few years ago, not few years, 20 years ago, I bought this book, actually the German version of this book, which is, from Dale Carnegie, Public Speaking for Success. As I read the first few chapters, I put it aside because I didn't believe that's true, and I think, no, I don't need this. The first few chapters are all about preparation and rehearsal. I said, hey, I bought a book about public speaking. I want to learn how to speak in public. And he talks about rehearsal. It's crazy. Put it aside. To learn years later that he's right. Rehearsal is important. Some time ago, I saw an interesting interview with Warren Buffett. He talked about this book, more specifically about the course that comes with this book. And he said he attended this course very early on in his career. He shot some video footage where you see him as a young person, young manager, together with a couple of other trainees, practicing, rehearsing on video. And then he says his whole life would have been different had he not attended this Dale Carnegie training. This is why in his office, he says, he doesn't show any certificates or diplomas from the universities he's attended, but he shows the certificate of this Dale Carnegie course. This is how important it is for him. If you want your life to be different, rehearse your talk. This completes our recipe for success and our 10 ingredients. With these 10 ingredients, your next talk will not only be spicy, but it will stand out by far from what we see every day. Now, it's up to you to start cooking. Thank you. One more thing. Do you know why Frankfurt cream sauce always tastes a little different? Because it all depends on where the ingredients come from. And most importantly, who's cooking it? You as a person are unique. Your food, your presentation is unique. It can't be copied. It comes from you and you alone. Your individuality is what makes your presentation exciting. And this comes from using different ingredients. It all comes down to the right mix. Dare to mix as you like and win your audience with your individuality. All the best for it. Thank you.